Online grooming for the purpose of sexual abuse is a global problem that requires continued attention within research and practice, and the need to evaluate this phenomenon has gained increasing awareness over the last 2 decades. There are various mechanisms by which a predator can select and then attempt to manipulate their prey, yet they all share a single fundamental stratagem which is crucial to how they operate: trust. Everything revolves around gaining and maintaining a certain level of trust. It's the key component to eventually being able to engage a child in sexually explicit behavior. During the initial process, groomers will hide their main intention to sexually abuse the victim, and this is done by developing a friendly and personal relationship. Once a certain level of trust is established, sexual activity will appear as a byproduct to the relationship, as opposed to being the groomer's primary intention. 26-year-old Dustin McFetridge is perhaps the most infamous character to feature on NBC's To Catch a Predator. He believed he was meeting a 13-year-old girl named Laura, who would allow him to shave her private area before getting drunk, and then engaging in what Dustin labeled rough anal sex.
So what's up?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Did you bring the razors? So what did you want to do with them? I was kind of confused.
I thought you was wanting to be shaved down there.
Is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, that's what you wanted to.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of nervous. I'd rather, talk about it first so I kind of know. You know what I mean?
What do you want to talk about, sweetie?
Well, tell me what you're going to do so I'm, kind of prepared.
It's just easier to explain it as we go along before I do it.
Well, what would you do first?
I don't know. I'd like to hold you.
And then what?
And kiss you. That's why I was asking you to come over here.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Well, I wasn't going to do nothing.
You weren't going to do anything?
No.
Why don't you tell me what your plan was tonight, huh?
She was wanting me to come up here and see her so bad, and I didn't want to disappoint her.
You're a grown man.
I know.
What do you think should happen to you?
Don't know. I don't.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teens online for sex.
As he heads for the door, Dustin doesn't seem to know that officers from the Warren County Sheriff's Office are waiting to arrest him.
Dustin, just take a step out, okay? Take a step out.
Okay.
What makes this one of the more fascinating interrogations is that the subject fully believes that he's going home at the end of it. It seems to be a case of an individual whose physical limitations have gotten him out of trouble in the past, which in turn created some sort of bubble over both his environment and awareness. And this makes his emotional reckoning all the more readable when he realizes he won't be going home to his mother.
Evening, Dustin.
Oh, sir. Can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I even...
Well, stuff happens. We'll have a chance to talk
I
about it.
mean, I've never hurt anybody, sir.
Okay.
And I mean...
I'm not saying you're hurting anybody.
Yeah.
Just slow down. I'm going to have to get some information from you, okay?
I don't. I just...
You know who I am?
No.
And you're sitting here telling me your whole life story. Just hold on a sec, okay?
The interrogator does an excellent job at de-emphasizing the situation while acting like the suspect's friend. The magnitude of the crimes and the ramifications they hold are initially ignored, and the discourse is made to feel as inessential and casual as possible. It keeps the suspect relaxed while also securing a level of trust, and as Dustin's guard gets lower, he'll start to give away information that he'll later wish he didn't. You'll come to notice that this interrogator has the ideal personality type to execute this strategy, and it's somewhat ironic that Dustin's own manipulative tactics are now being used on himself. The only difference is the interrogator doesn't want sex from his target, only to send him away to prison for as long as possible.
I'm too honest about everything, sir, and...
You'll also notice that a single word gets continuously recycled throughout this interrogation. It becomes evident that the subject's frame of mind seems to surround the notion that if he's honest, everything will be fine, as if he'll get a slap on the wrist but also a pat on the back for coming clean about trying to abuse a 13-year-old child. One could assume this is simply how he's been disciplined throughout his entire life, and he now feels the same rules apply within regard to national law.
Well, we'll get a chance to talk all about
I mean,
that.
you can see that
You want a water?
No,
Okay.
I'll probably throw it up right now.
Well, it's there if you want it.
I'll
Well,
throw
just
it up.
relax, man. Just relax, okay? Just calm down, all right? You hereby waive these rights at 11:10 p.m. and you're wanting to talk to me, correct?
Yes, sir, I will. You know the really bad part of this? The Dateline NBC guy said I wouldn't be under arrest. I could leave.
Hold on a sec. Just something right there. Well, Dateline doesn't work for us. They're not policemen. They're news people.
I know, but that's just wrong that he lied to me.
Right.
I don't want trouble. I don't like trouble. I'd have never hurt her. I was
Well-
going to meet her. I wasn't going to force her into anything. And this morning, I think it was 11:12 Eastern time, she had called me and come see me, please, because my parents are going to be out of town, please.
Start from the beginning. How'd you happen to meet her?
Okay, I was in a Yahoo chat room, Tennessee chat room. I met her, I talked to her some, and she was real friendly, real nice and everything. And like I said, I thought she said she was 17.
Not once did the decoys say they were 17. They in fact repeatedly stated they were 13.
You know, there's no problem with talking to somebody or calling somebody at the age. I don't think there is there?
No, I mean, no problem talking to somebody who's 17.
The internet's the best way I can make friends because people look bad upon me like I'm retarded or something in person.
This is what makes this individual so dangerous. Most people would have compassion for anyone with cerebral palsy due to the limitations it causes, yet the majority of those with this condition, or with disabilities in general, won't even want to evoke empathy from people, as they don't let their disabilities define who they are. Dustin, on the other hand, has clearly used his condition to his advantage in the past, which is most likely the reason he now brings it up. This goes back to how he was most likely raised throughout his adolescence. He'll find himself in trouble, but then fall back on his disability to elicit sympathy, and thus lessen the ramifications of his actions to a certain degree. But what's more alarming is that this same type of emotional manipulation can be used on children to create a connection and then build trust. His physical limitations may also give a victim a false sense of security, making them more susceptible to emotional manipulation.
It's hard to make friends other than that.
If Dustin was using this tactic on his mother, this would be about the time where she would jump in and afford some type of reassurance. But the interrogator gives none, only remains silent while maintaining eye contact.
I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens on the internet like this.
His first damning statement after being Mirandized, the defense of being oblivious to the immorality of one's conduct, is now gone.
And people lie, but you can make some good friends on there. And then we just started talking, and I don't know, I lost my head. I done something stupid, and
Well, what I'd like to do is get you to say it's okay for us to look in your car,
yeah, it's fine.
because we want to verify that you didn't bring nothing to kill her or anything.
No, the only bad things I brought was my electric razor,
Mm-hmm.
because she said she wanted to be shaved down there, and I don't know why I did that. And I think I can't remember. I thought I brought some hand moisturizer or KY jelly. I don't know which it is.
Okay.
I can't remember.
What was that
And
for?
KY jelly is a water-based lubricant used for sexual intercourse. This is the first time the detective now challenges the subject to elicit further information. The subject will now give an untruthful response, and the investigator will then start the first confrontation. He does an excellent job of maintaining rapport while also ramping up the pressure.
I don't know. I don't know why I even brought it. I wasn't thinking. I just picked it up.
Hey, Justin, if we're going to talk and be honest with each other,
I am.
okay?
I
I'm
am.
going to be honest with you. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's hard to meet people, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
get on.
I picked it up.
Okay, hold on a sec. I know how hard it is to meet people. See that? I'm 40 years old. You know what I mean? I try to meet people all the time.
Never
I
married.
understand what it's like to get on the internet. You know what I mean? To meet people. Okay? I understand what it's like to go visit people. But I never get in my car and throw KY jelly in there without a reason. All right.
But I'm being honest.
Why did you throw the KY jelly in the car?
I don't. Like I said, I don't know if it's KY or
Okay.
hand lotion. I don't
Okay,
know.
what were you going to use it for? You can. One's for sex, one's for washing your hands. You weren't going to wash your hands with KY, right?
No.
What were you going to use it for?
I guess.
Was it in case you had sex with her?
Yeah, but I was going to try not to.
I understand
But
that.
I'm being honest.
I understand you got it.
I mean,
I'm a man too. You got to try and resist, right?
yeah, it's hard.
But if it would have happened,
I'd-
you had the KY jelly, you were prepared.
yeah, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, and I mean,
Okay, well, let's do
I
this.
don't know.
Let's do this right here.
Like I said, I'm an idiot.
Another phrase used continuously throughout this interrogation. Putting himself down like this would have more than likely evoked a reassuring response in the past, and thus shifted the focus from the wrongdoings of his choices onto his own struggles and hardship.
Okay.
And I mean,
Well, I'm not calling you an idiot, you know?
I'm calling myself.
Well, I'm not going to call you one. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to listen to your story, okay?
The reassuring tone from the detective seems to lower Dustin's guard even further, and he continues to give away more incriminating detail.
I'm gonna cooperate because I mean, I'm so guilty. I mean, I'm under a rock.
The detective then brings out the ace of spades when it comes to online grooming evidence, the chat log.
You say things and you don't think. I mean, we all do. I'd say, and I know what's in that. And
You got time to think about it now on what you said, on some of the things you said, correct?
yeah, and I mean,
Well, let me
I egged a lot of it on, and she did a couple things. Sir.
what did she do to egg it on?
Like, she called me today, wanting me to come up here.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were telling her you were her boyfriend, right? You wanted to marry her.
After she's 18,
Okay.
if we got along. Yeah, if you read that.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm gonna read it.
I'm
and here's,
sure I'll
here's
probably
the,
flip-flop.
Here's the problem we got.
Yeah,
You ready for the problem?
yeah.
You'll now see the pressure start to increase at a consistent rate. A confession has already been attained, and the tactic of being the suspect's friend and keeping him relaxed is no longer imperative. The gradual increase in pressure will now start to precipitate anxiety, which can either make a suspect shut down completely, request legal counsel, or what the detective is hoping for, and cause panic, which in turn may cause a suspect to give away further damning information while attempting to save themselves.
Is you don't want to go to jail for a long time.
Yes.
All right. I want to know. I want to know the story on what your intent is and what you're planning on doing. Okay. And some of these things I'm going to need you to explain because a jury and a judge are going to be looking at these things, right?
Okay.
And they're going to say to themselves, "This guy here might have been willing to kill this girl or something."
No, sir.
Because some of this stuff looks pretty bad. But let's establish right up front. You knew that she was 13.
I thought she was.
Hold on. I told you we're going to be honest with each other,
Yeah.
all right? I've been totally honest with you and up front.
Yes, sir.
I expect
And
the same back, okay? If you'd have thought if you wouldn't have known she was 13 or something, why were you right away worried about a cop and telling her I can't talk to you? In several chats. And telling her how to, I mean,
did I?
I can
mean,
read this chat right here and it
I believe you, sir.
talks about her being 13 later on, and that is 13 days ago. And you're telling her how to get rid of stuff on the computer so nobody knows what you're talking about.
I didn't want her to get in trouble, so we couldn't
Okay.
even speak.
Okay.
And I don't
Did you not want her to get in trouble, or were you worried about you getting in trouble, or both?
I was worried about her getting in trouble. I didn't want her to get in trouble like that, and I mean, if I get in trouble, I mean, I have to deal with the consequences. I'm dealing with them now, and I hate them, and I made some stupid choices, and I don't want to. I wish I could take it back, and I don't want to hurt nobody.
When you tell her you want to hide the stuff that's on there and how to archive stuff, you know, a lot of this leads up to you wanting to protect yourself more than worrying about her. Am I pretty accurate on that?
Yeah, I was thinking more of her, but yeah, it was for me too. And like I said, I don't want trouble.
I mean,
I don't want nobody to get in trouble.
I'm not blaming you, but what I got to get to the bottom of here,
I know.
okay?
I'm being honest with you, sir.
I've got to get to the bottom of what's going on. And when you tell me half the truth first, and then the other half of the truth later on, and I got to ask 10 more questions, all you're doing is make it hard on me. And like I told you, judge and jury's going to hear this. You're saying, I can't wait to get your cherry.
Yeah.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm an old man and I might have been out of the system for a while, but that means that you're going
take her virginity.
You're going to take her virginity.
But
now, hold on a second.
Fine.
And you came up here
I didn't have
11 o'clock at night to meet
because
her.
I couldn't get here any faster.
Okay.
I'd have been here during the day.
You'd been here during the day.
And I'm being honest.
You've sent her pornography over the internet. Is that
one
correct?
photo.
And what's that a photo of?
Because she said she'd never seen a penis before.
Mm-hmm. And why did you send it to her?
I don't know. I don't know. Because she said she never seen one.
Okay.
And I mean, if somebody asks me a question out of curiosity or how do I do something, I'm stupid enough to tell them. You know, I try to help people. I share knowledge if I have
Hey,
it.
remember, we're being honest with
I know.
each other.
I know.
Okay?
I'm being honest with you.
Let's be honest, okay?
I am.
If somebody asks you how to build a birdhouse, you might send them a diagram, okay?
Yeah, but that
A
was,
girl
that
that
was
age, asks you or says she never seen a penis, and I don't recall her asking you. I've read the entire string of chat, and she never asked you to send her what a picture of penis would look like, right?
I asked her if she wanted to see it, and she said yes.
Hold on. But she's asking you or telling you she's not seen a penis or nothing, right?
Correct.
Were you trying to get her excited about sex?
No.
What?
No, sir.
How many of these chats do I have to read out loud for you to say the truth of what you were doing? You're asking her to touch herself. You're asking her if you show up, will she touch you? If that's not trying to get somebody excited about sex, what's it trying to do? You're not sending a birdhouse.
There was a few of them that was...
Did you send that pornography to introduce her to sex?
No, sir.
Why did you send it then?
Because she said she never seen one, and I mean, I'm being honest.
Okay. Why does a girl that age have to see one?
I don't know. I don't have no answer for that one. There is no...
Was it to educate her about sex?
Subconsciously, I guess so, because I mean, I didn't think that when I seen it neither, and I mean, I was just...
She was your girlfriend on the internet, and I can appreciate that. A girlfriend, you know, you're thinking you're gonna have a girlfriend for life, correct?
Yeah, because I get lonely, and I mean,
understood.
A lot of people look down upon me for my disability, and it hurts. And
hey,
I've had mental breakdowns.
You're looking at a chubby bald guy, buddy. It ain't
Well, you ain't chubby. I'm chubby.
It ain't easy. I know it ain't easy.
So, I mean...
I know it ain't easy, man. But...
The earlier confession along with a chat log is already enough to send Dustin away for a long time, but the detective now wants further admission. Dustin earlier stated that it was his intention to have sex, but also that he was trying to stop himself from going ahead with it, and the investigator now wants to remove the latter part of that sentence from the suspect's confession. He wants to get him to admit that there was no hesitancy nor indecision with regard to having sex with an underage child.
Where do you want my sperm first?
I don't know.
Mouth, pussy, or ass?
I mean, that wasn't in reference of meeting today.
Okay. All I want to do, okay,
a lot of
is get on with this interview, but we got to get over this hurdle.
I know.
Okay?
I know.
We got to get to the truth. Why you threw the KY jelly in there? Did you come up here expecting to have sex with this girl because of her emails back to you? And
No,
you
sir.
saying you want to have sex, and she's like, yeah, sounds cool.
No, sir. I mean, it was one of those 50-50 things. She wanted
50-50.
if we could have had sex, we could not have had sex, and I mean,
But you would have had sex if you hit it off with her.
if we got along and I thought it was a meaningful relationship, honestly, then yeah.
Okay.
But if we didn't get along, no. Because I'm not one of these people that.
Well, you asked her to be naked for you to get here. In one of your chats way back when y'all talked about meeting the first time, you said something about being naked when you get there in your panties or something like that. Forget exactly how you worded it.
I'm trying to think of that one myself, sir. And I'm being honest.
I
mean,
want to get you drunk. Remember what I told you before about a judge and jury's going to hear this?
I know.
This sounds to me like you wanted to hurt somebody. Would
Yeah.
you be mad if I got you drunk and had sex with you however I wanted and the next day you were in pain? I want to F you really hard one time. Now, when you were coming up here,
I forgot I even had that conversation.
okay, that's what you want to do. That's what you're telling her you want to do.
That
Okay.
was not.
If you have a meaningful relationship, were you wanting to have a meaningful relationship and make love to this girl, or were you wanting to just do her real hard and treat her bad and beat on her? Or
I was
what?
wanting to have a real relationship with her.
Yeah.
That was meant for much later on, and I don't even know why I even come up with that one and said that.
Do you have any pornography on your computer?
Yes, sir.
Anything of anybody underage?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? How could you not know? Did you ever see any underage on your computer, or view any images
I've viewed images before,
of,
I think.
of underage people?
Not meaning to, and I don't know what else saved on it.
What do you mean not meaning to? How can you not mean to?
I mean, you go on the internet and look at porno, and you don't know if they're of age or not.
Mm-hmm. Do you save porn on your computer?
Yes. That's a
Videos or just pictures or both? Or?
both, and I need to delete it. I meant to.
Do you burn
Uh,
any CDs or anything of it?
I think they have been burnt CDs of it, and I don't know exactly where they are. I don't know if they're on the desk, if I've thrown them away or what. I can't. And I mean, I'm getting rid of it as soon as I go home because I don't want trouble, and
Pornography in itself, looking at porno, isn't necessarily legal. What I'm interested in is if you have pornography of underage people, and you told me not that you know of. What is the likelihood that we're going to find something that's somebody underage?
there's probably a few photos and a few videos that I had downloaded.
Of underage people.
Yeah.
Dustin is now about to receive a rude awakening and realize that he won't be going home after this interview.
I got to go get your driver's license real quick, okay? And then I'll be right back. We'll finish up and we'll get you taken care of so you can get out of here, okay?
Okay. What's going to happen to me, sir?
Well, I'm going to release you to a transport officer. They're going to take you over to the jail, okay?
This is not the look of someone who is expecting the response they were just given. The essence of his character seems to be a coalescence of naivety and depravity, which may have been safeguarded in the past due to his disability. But not this time. And the contrast of his past compared to his future, with regard to both tolerance and treatment, is about to make the next stage of his life a considerable challenge. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison for traveling across state lines to meet a minor for sex. He was also sentenced to 8 years for possession of child pornography. The sentences ran concurrently, and he ended up spending 6 years in prison before being released into the custody of his mother. It came to light that he broke his parole violations in 2019, after a report stated that he failed to make progress while participating in sex offender treatment. This could mean a multitude of things, but is most often for the offender being caught with child pornography. He is now awaiting trial, which is expected to commence at some point in 2020.